Welcome back. So we have discussed monotone convergence theorem, which says that if you have a sequence of functions converging almost everywhere monotonically, then you can exchange limit and integration, right? Integral of limit is same as limit of integration. Today we will discuss dominated convergence theorem, which gives another sufficient condition for you to interchange limit and integration. So, for the dominated convergence theorem essentially says that if you have a sequence of functions which converges to another function, not necessarily monotonically, but suppose that the sequence of functions is bounded above by another function which has a finite integral, then you can interchange limit and integration. Okay. So, that is what this dominated convergence theorem says. It is a very useful theorem. In particular, if you have a sequence of bounded functions, you can always interchange limit and integration. Before the dominated convergence theorem can be derived as a consequence of monotone, it is like a corollary of the monotone convergence theorem. So, in some sense the MCT is all there is to it, alright, and this Fatou's lemma is also a corollary of monotone convergence theorem. In fact, the way you do it is from MCT you can prove Fatou's lemma, and from Fatou's lemma you can prove dominated convergence theorem. Okay. So, this dominated convergence theorem is practically very useful. Okay. So, and Fatou's lemma it is a little bit more technical. So, I will discuss it, but I will not hold you responsible for it. Okay. I will not consider it a part of your syllabus. Okay. But dominated convergence theorem is very useful and important. Okay. So, let us discuss Fatou's lemma first. So, let me just motivate it like this. Note that if x comma y are random variables, so we always have expectation of min of x y is less than or equal to min of expectation of x expectation of y. So, this is always true. You see why it is true? So, this is actually an element. So, expectation of the minimum is less than or equal to minimum of the two expectations. So, the reason this is true is you can see it fairly easily. This is because minimum of x comma y is less than or equal to x, and minimum of x comma y is less than or equal to is also less than or equal to y. So, if you take expectations, you have, so this is less than or equal to that. So, if I put expectation here, I should get that, right, and similarly for this. So, if I put expectation of all that, I should get. So, these are both these statements are true. So, expectation of min of x y must be less than or equal to the smaller of these two, right, both of these are true. So, this should be so if you take, this is true also for n random variables, right. This is same argument extends for n random variables. You put x 1 through x n as random variables, the expectation of the minimum is less than or equal to minimum of the expectations, always true. For finite number of random variables, this is true. See, this Fatou's lemma is in the same spirit, except it considers an infinite, it considers a sequence of random variables. It is not a finite collection of random variables x 1 through x n, but it considers a sequence of random variables. Okay. Now, if you have a sequence of random variables x 1 through x 1 x 2 dot dot dot, there is no notion of minimum, right. If you have infinite collection of numbers, you cannot necessarily talk about the minimum, right, because the minimum may not be attained, right. You have to talk about infimum, right. In fact, that is what Fatou's lemma does. It is a very analogous result. It is a very trivial result for the case of finite number of random variables, but Fatou's lemma generalizes it to a sequence of random variables. Okay. So, Fatou's lemma. Let x n be a sequence of random variables such that x n is greater than or equal to y for all n, and expectation of absolute y is less than infinity. So, I am just stating it for the case of random variables, you can state it for functions also, okay. There is no big difference. I will state both for Lemma dominated convergence theorem for just random variables, okay. Then expectation of lim inf x n is less than or equal to lim inf expectation of x n. Okay. And if you replace x n by minus x n, if you have x n is a sequence of random variables such that ditto 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 x n less than or equal to y for all n, and so there are expectation of y less than infinity, then expectation of lim sup x n is greater than or equal to lim sup expectation of x n. So, this part is, I mean, this is not a separate statement, this is say statement number 2 is same as statement number 1 with x n replaced with minus x n and y replaced with minus y, right. So, if you prove this, you would have proved this. After all, lim inf of minus x n is same as minus lim sup of x n, right. So, okay, so recall what, so do you remember what lim inf is before we go on and prove this. So, recall what is lim inf n tending to infinity of a n, some sequence a n. What is this defined as? Equal, this is limit n tending to infinity infimum m greater than or equal to n a m, right. This is the definition of lim inf. So, I think we said this in the very first lecture, right. So, I think I gave a little bit of an overview of limits and all. So, this, so you look at, so you look at the sequence for m greater than or equal to n, a n plus 1 and so on, and you look at that infimum and then you send n to infinity, okay. So, since you are looking at inf m greater than or equal to n, you are looking at a n plus 1 and so on, this you can show to be an increasing non decreasing sequence in n. So, this limit always exists, right. So, lim inf is always well defined, the limit may not exist, but the lim inf always exists. Lim sup is defined the same thing, same way with supremum, okay. So, now what is lim inf n tending to infinity of x n? For each omega you consider x n of omega, and x n of omega will be a sequence of real numbers like that, right, and lim inf of x n is simply for every omega you consider lim inf of x n of omega, which is defined exactly like this, right. So, this you can show in fact to be a random variable. Lim inf of a sequence of random variables is always a random variable. Lim inf, lim sup, limit, they are all random variables, you can prove it, okay. So, if you take the expectation of the lim inf random variable, you always get something that is smaller than or equal to first taking the expectations and then taking the lim inf of that sequence, okay. First you are taking lim inf of the random variable sequence, then taking expectations, This is less than or equal to taking the expectation first and then taking lim inf. It is exactly like this, right, except now you have this infinite sequence. So, you cannot talk about minimum, you have to talk about infimum, and so this limit and this is a limit infimum, all right. So, it is the smallest limit point of the sequence. So, the statement clear? Okay with me. So, the proof is as follows. So, if I prove 1 I would have proved 2. So, I will let me just prove 1. Okay. So, fix n and then we have infimum k greater than or equal to n x k minus y. I am going to consider that, okay, x k minus y is less than or equal to x m minus y for all m greater than or equal to n. So, this y, see this y is a random variable with finite mean which is like a lower bound on all these xn's, okay. So, often this Fatou's lemma is applied for non negative random variables, in which case you simply have y equal to 0 for example, right. So, if you have a sequence of non negative random variables, xn is bigger than or equal to 0 and you can apply, that is a particular case of Fatou's lemma, that is often how it is applied, or any lower bound. So, this y is acting like a lower bound, okay, and y has finite mean, okay. So, you have this statement. So, y, so you are looking at, this sequence for n plus 1 and so on, and you are looking at the infimum. So, that must be smaller than x m minus y for any m greater than or equal to n, right. This is very clear from the definition of the infimum, correct. So, you take expectations, right. So, you take so you have expectation of infimum k greater than or equal to n x k minus y is less than or equal to expectation of x m minus y for all m greater than or equal to n, right. I am essentially doing this kind of a step, right. I am doing expectation on both sides. So, this is true for all m greater than or equal to n, right. So, now I am going to make the equivalent of this step. So, I am going to take infimum over all m greater than or equal to n. See, this side there is no m, correct, this side there is an m, and this is true for all m greater than or equal to n. So, if I put an infimum here, see if I put an infimum over m here, nothing will happen, there is no m, here I can put an infimum, right. So, I get so basically all that is less than or equal to infimum over m greater than or equal to n expectation of x m minus y, right. So, now I take so now I will send n to infinity, okay. If I send n to infinity, so I am going to, so this is okay, so I have taken infimum here. So, now I am going to send n to infinity, this guy to infinity, okay. So, if I send n to infinity, what happens to this side? It will be what? Limit, so it will become lim inf, right. So, this if you look at this box, if I put limit n tending to infinity inf m greater than or equal to n, I will have, so look at that whole thing as a m, right. This will become lim inf of expectation of x n minus y, correct. Now yeah, so take limit n going to infinity, right. So let me continue over there. I have so I will have limit n tending to infinity expectation of inf k greater than or equal to n x k minus y is less than or equal to, right hand side will become lim inf, right, lim inf of expectation of x n minus y, correct. See, if you are getting bothered by this y, think of y as 0, okay. I mean mostly Fatou's lemma is applied with y as a constant random variable, in particular equal to 0. It does not have to be, but that is how usually it is applied, okay. If you are bothered by y, just forget this y, okay, assume that it does not exist. I am going to write it, but pretend that it does not exist, okay. If you are just, because it is hard, a little bit of hard work keeping track of all these infimums, right. So, it at first sight maybe you want to ignore the y. So, here I have, so on this side I have what I want, right. If you forget this y for the moment, I actually have what I want on the right hand side, correct. On the left hand side I have something a little bit different, right. So, ideally what would I like to do? So, if this limit were to jump inside the expectation, what would I have? I will have what I want, right. So, if I would have established Fatou's lemma if I can jump the limit inside the expectation, right. Now, is that allowed? We know, so far we know only one result under which that is allowed, monotone convergence theorem, right. So, I have to see if, let us say if you look at that whole thing as some z n, right. So, this will be indexed by n, is not it? This is indexed by n because I am taking infimum k greater than or equal to n. Now, the z n will be increasing or decreasing? Z n is non decreasing, right. First of all, z n is non zero, well non negative, because x n is greater than or equal to y, right. So, this whole thing is non negative. So, infimum of a non negative sequence. So, z n is definitely non negative, correct, for all n, and you are taking infimum k greater than or equal to n, right. So, if you increase n by 1, you are taking infimum over a smaller set, in which means it should be bigger, is not it. So, z n and z n is non decreasing. So, note, so this guy is z n and note z n is non negative and z n is non decreasing, right. So, that much is a very easy argument. Now, what is, so and limit, so z n is a non decreasing non negative sequence of random variables. So, limit n tending to infinity z n, right, which will simply be lim inf of what, x n minus y, right. So, limit n tending to infinity of z n will be lim inf of x n minus y, correct, by definition of lim inf. So, now so I have a sequence of random variables which monotonically converges to that random variable. So, this is some other random variable, right, call this some z or something, right. So, by MCT I can take the limit inside. So, MCT gives the required result. So, you have to apply MCT on the left side, right, because Zn is monotonic and it converges to some Z, right. I can always take the limit inside, and what I will have inside is Z, which is this guy, right. So, I will have, so I mean okay, it will give the required result assuming y equal to 0, right. So, if y is not 0, you will have something like MCT gives, let me write down, it will have expectation of lim x n minus y is less than or equal to lim expectation of x n minus y. Now, if this if this y were 0, no problem. If y is some random variable which has a finite mean, then I can invoke linearity of expectations, right. Then expectation of that minus that will be, you know, it will be like expectation of this bit minus expectation of y, and similarly this expectation will go inside, and that is where you use this fact, right, where expectation of y is something finite, all right. So, you can take the expectation inside and cancel the expectation of y. Okay. But if this were not true, then you cannot, this may not be well defined, right. So, you may have some infinity minus infinity form. So, if this were not true, then it does not work. Okay. So, then linearity will help you prove it. And the second part will follow if you apply the first part to the sequence minus xn and minus y. Okay. So, this is not a distinct statement, it is like the same thing with xn replaced with minus xn and y replaced with minus y, because lim inf of xn will be minus lim sup of minus xn, right. Any questions? So, Fatou's lemma is a corollary of monotone convergence theorem. See, the only non-trivial step, see everywhere I have just been applying the definition of lim inf, and the only non-trivial step was in applying monotone, in realizing that monotone convergence theorem can be used to take this limit inside, right, that was the only non-trivial step. Okay. So, one of the main use of Fatou's lemma is in proving dominated convergence theorem. It may also be of independent use in some circumstances, but the dominated convergence theorem follows very easily from Fatou's lemma. Okay.